Hi guys, I'm Laura. I'm going to do a quick tutorial for you to show you how to apply the Colorstreet French manicure tip. So when you get the package, it's going to come like this, and it'll have instructions on the back for you. Each set is going to have 16 strips of the white tips as well as a clear overlay, and then a alcohol prep pad and a cute little nail file. Now, before you get started, you want to be sure that you haven't put any cuticle oil or lotion on your hands at least 30 minutes to 1 hour before starting. You want to be sure you have all your cuticles pushed back the way you want them. Then what you want to do is have your fingernails clipped down and filed just the way you want before application. Grab the nail prep pad and just clean your nails. Then what you want to do is cut open the white tips. And I'm going to show you how Colorstreet recommends doing it, and then I will also show you how to try to get two French manicures out of one set. So now what you want to do is select the appropriate size for your nail bed. So what I do is I kind of take the strips off and just be sure that it'll clear on both sides. It's better to have a strip that's the right size or too big than one that's too small. So what you'll do is you'll pull this purple tab up right here, and then the silver tab will be next. And then what you'll do is just kind of line it up right in the middle and kind of select how much of a tip you want on there. And then press it down on each side. And then what you'll do is just kind of lightly tug over the edge of your nail so that way the white tip will be at the tip of your nail, and then use your thumb to perforate underneath your nail bed here. So that's one way to do it. Another way to do it is the way Colorstreet recommends in their instructions, is to lay it down and then pinch the excess off as you press down, and use your file. And I always recommend you file in a downward motion to kind of gently tear the excess. And so those are the two different ways you can do it. I'm going to show you how to apply the French so that way you can get two manicures out of one of these French sets. But in order to do that, you need this little tool here. I have two different sizes. One of them is the 5/8 and this is a 1 inch. And you can see when we compare the shape of the French that the 5/8 is pretty close to majority of the nail in terms of how crisp your line will be. And then I jump on over here to the big ones. It's not quite the same, but it still gives you a nice crisp edge. And so what you'll do is we'll use this strip and see if it fits here. And then you take the first purple layer off, but you leave this one on. And what you'll do is slide this cover off. And you basically just only need half of this. So I slide it in here and kind of, I don't have very long tips, but if you did, you want to be sure that you left enough in there to do it. Try to get it right in the center and then clip it. So now you have two different edges here, okay? And so in order to work with this little piece, you do have to kind of be able to lift up the nail edge here. And then what we'll do is we'll apply it onto our finger here. And then just kind of press it down on the side. And so you can, since we don't need the other end of that to save for anything, you can just kind of press it all down. I personally like to just perforate because I feel like it makes the tips last longer than using the file. And that one's done. And so you can use this on the other side, since I know my nail beds are about the same size. And then you'll pull the tab off. And I like to see about how big I made the white part so it'll be equal. And there you go. All right, so for the second part of the French is to get the clear overlay on. So this is the clear as day. I already know that this one is the right size for this finger. Now, same thing, Colorstreet's instructions are for you to get one French manicure out of each set. So this is the way that they recommend you apply the French, is by lifting up that tab. And then I do like to use the back of this so that way my fingerprint doesn't get on there. And then just lay it as close to your cuticle without touching, and then go all the way down. Pinch the ends and press down on the tip of your nail, and then you grab the nail file and gently in a downward motion perforate the nail strip and then peel it off. So that's how they recommend that you apply it. Now, if you were trying to get 2 French manicures out of this set, the way you would want to get that on is to save the other half to use on your other nail. So this is the one that fits this nail right here. So when we take that tab off, it's really important you salvage this other end right here. And then you're going to want to get as close to your cuticle without touching it. And then you use your thumbnail to gently perforate the nail strip underneath yours. And now you have this other side to use over here. And so you'll line it up and just get it on there as best you can. And then for this little piece, I do use the nail file to kind of, it's very hard to perforate the little small pieces like that, but it just comes right off. And just like that. So you have 2 different ways to apply the French, so that way you can get 1 manicure or 2, but it's super easy. You can pick how thin or thick you want your white part to be. I will tell you that it's a little more difficult when you're trying to make it super thin. So I hope that was helpful. Thanks for watching. For more tips and tricks, be sure to follow me on Instagram at PolishedPA.